The flakes on your shoulders are not random. That annoying itch that hits you in the middle of the day is not bad luck. And the real trigger may not be your scalp at all. It may be hiding in your kitchen cabinets and sitting right there in your shower. Most people keep switching shampoos, trying oils, blaming the weather, thinking their scalp is just dry. But the truth runs deeper, and it's way more unsettling than that. Some of the biggest dandruff triggers are things you eat every week and ingredients you rub into your head without even reading the label. They look normal, they feel harmless, they even smell amazing. But behind the scenes, they can disturb your scalp's balance, fuel irritation, and keep the flaking cycle going on repeat. Today we're exposing 5 hidden culprits, some on your plate, some in your shampoo, that may be silently causing dandruff while you keep blaming the wrong things. And once you see them, you won't look at your food or your bottle the same way again. Let's start with the one nobody wants to blame: sugar. That sweet craving after dinner, that soda with lunch, that little treat yourself moment. It feels harmless, it feels normal. But inside your body, refined sugar can spike your blood glucose fast, and those spikes can trigger increased oil production from your sebaceous glands, including the ones sitting right on your scalp. More oil might sound like a moisture boost, but here's the twist: dandruff isn't always about dryness, it's often about imbalance. There's a yeast called Malassezia that naturally lives on your scalp, and it thrives in oily environments. When oil levels rise, that yeast can multiply faster, irritating the scalp and accelerating flake formation. So the chain reaction becomes simple but sneaky. More sugar leads to more sebum creates a better home for yeast, and that leads to more visible flakes. Functional medicine expert Mark Hyman explains in the Blood Sugar Solution how excess sugar drives systemic inflammation throughout the body, and your scalp is skin, and skin responds to inflammation. That's why you can use anti-dandruff shampoo consistently and still see flakes coming back like they own the place. It feels unfair, it feels confusing, but the late-night dessert might not just be satisfying your sweet tooth, it could be feeding an imbalance sitting right on your head. Sugar starts the fire, but something in your shampoo may be pouring fuel on it. Now let's step into your shower and look at the ingredient that makes everything feel extra clean: sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS. It's the reason your shampoo foams up like crazy. It gives you that squeaky clean feeling. It makes you think the job is getting done. But here's the uncomfortable truth: that thick, satisfying foam can be stripping away more than just dirt. SLS is a powerful cleansing agent, and when it overstrips your natural scalp oils, it can damage your skin barrier, the very layer that protects and regulates moisture. Once that barrier is compromised, your scalp can react in 2 extreme ways. It either becomes dry, tight, and irritated, or it goes into panic mode and produces even more oil to compensate. And that rebound oil production creates the perfect environment for flaking. On top of that, dry scalp irritation from harsh cleansers can look almost identical to dandruff: white flakes, itching, shedding, but the root cause is chemical irritation, not just yeast. Dermatologist Whitney Bowe often emphasizes in The Beauty of Dirty Skin how protecting the skin barrier is critical for preventing chronic inflammation and imbalance. When that barrier is repeatedly disrupted, the scalp struggles to stay calm. That tight, itchy feeling right after washing, that's not always clean. Sometimes it's distress, and that rich foam you love. It might be quietly wrecking your scalp balance while you think it's helping. And just when you think dryness is the issue, the next trigger hides in healthy foods. Now let's talk about something sitting in your fridge right now: milk, cheese, that daily latte you swear you can't live without. Dairy has a healthy reputation. Protein, calcium, strong bones, sounds solid, right? But beneath that image, dairy can influence hormones in subtle ways that many people never connect to their scalp. Milk consumption has been associated with increased levels of IGF-1, a growth-related hormone that can stimulate oil glands. And when oil glands on the scalp get that signal, they can ramp up sebum production. More oil doesn't automatically mean healthier hair. In fact, an oil-rich scalp creates the perfect setup for flake formation, especially when yeast already lives there naturally. The hormonal ripple effect may not be dramatic overnight, but over time, excess oil can disturb the balance and keep irritation simmering. Dermatology and integrative medicine circles often discuss the diet-skin connection, highlighting how what you eat can influence inflammation, oil production, and skin behavior from the inside out. That's why someone can be eating clean, avoiding junk food, drinking organic milk, and still dealing with stubborn flakes that refuse to back off. It feels confusing. It feels unfair. But that innocent morning latte could be working against your scalp in ways you never suspected. Oil overload is one side of the problem, chemical irritation is the other. Now let's zoom in on something most people never question, that fresh, clean scent in your shampoo. Synthetic fragrances and parabens sound harmless. They make products smell amazing. They make you feel polished. But that pleasant scent can sometimes mask something else, low-level scalp irritation. Fragrances are one of the most common triggers of contact dermatitis, a reaction that can create tiny, almost invisible inflammation on the skin. Not dramatic, not extreme, just enough to keep your scalp slightly irritated all the time. And when irritation becomes chronic, the skin can start shedding faster. That shedding can look exactly like dandruff, small white flakes, mild redness, random itching that never fully goes away. It feels like dryness. It feels like sensitivity. But underneath, it can be microinflammation quietly cycling over and over. Inflammation is not just a surface issue. In Grain Brain, neurologist David Perlmutter discusses how chronic inflammation affects tissues throughout the body, and your scalp is living tissue that responds the same way. When the barrier is repeatedly exposed to irritating compounds, it struggles to stay balanced. That subtle itch you keep scratching during meetings or while watching TV, that's not random, and the scent you love so much. It might be triggering microscopic scalp stress every single day. And now comes the final trigger, the social habit almost nobody links to flakes. Let's talk about the one people rarely connect to dandruff: alcohol. That weekend drink, that couple of beers, that glass of wine to unwind. It feels social, it feels normal. But inside your body, alcohol acts as a dehydrator, pulling fluids away and stressing systems that keep your skin balanced. Your scalp is skin, and skin depends on hydration and nutrients to renew properly. Alcohol can interfere with zinc levels and B vitamins, both important for healthy skin turnover, and when nutrient balance shifts, your scalp barrier can weaken. Add liver stress into the mix, and detox pathways slow down, which can influence inflammation and overall skin behavior. Integrative physician Andrew Weil often speaks about how internal balance directly reflects on the skin, and your scalp is no exception. When the barrier is compromised and hydration drops, the scalp can shed faster and become more reactive. That itchy feeling the morning after drinking, that tightness you notice while brushing your hair, it's not just coincidence. A dehydrated scalp becomes irritated more easily, and irritated skin flakes more quickly. Friday night fun can quietly turn into Monday morning flakes sitting on your shoulders. The flakes were never random, they were signals your body was sending. For a long time, the blame has been placed on the bottle. Bad shampoo, wrong conditioner, dry weather, just my skin type. But your scalp is not a random flake machine. It is living skin. It reacts to what you eat. It reacts to what you apply. It reacts to inflammation, hormones, irritation, dehydration. The problem was never just about washing harder or switching brands every month. The real triggers can sit on your plate in the form of sugar, dairy, and alcohol, and they can hide in your shower inside foaming agents and synthetic fragrances. Once you understand that, everything shifts. This is not bad luck. This is not genetics alone. This is input and response. Change the inputs and the scalp can calm down. Support the barrier, balance the oil, reduce the inflammation, and the flakes lose their power. That's not hype. That's biology. So the next time you see flakes fall on your black shirt, pause for a second. Look at what you ate. Look at the ingredient label in your shower. The answer may not be in a stronger shampoo. It may be sitting on your plate or written right there on your bottle. If this opened your eyes, hit like, share this with someone constantly scratching their head, and stay tuned because your body always leaves clues. You just have to know where to look. Like and share if you found this video informative to keep dandruff under control.